Hello, guys. Well, my name is Xavier, as you know, and as you can already tell, my channel it's about cars and how I heal my back, right? So, well, what I can tell you is that there has been it's been like a long journey for all this, and to be honest with you, I didn't decide, or I haven't been sure on what it's going to be about, which, yeah, obviously it's going to be about, um, fixing back issues and the mind first, right? However, I'm also want to focus on my hobbies too, because as I said, I like to do many things. I like cars, um, old cars. I like to do gymnastics, calisthenics, racquetball. To make some dioramas, like kind of like layouts and stuff like that. So yes, I do these things as well. However, the main reason for this channel was to help people who has back problems, and especially how to deal with them. Well, I know it's going to be hard for you to really believe the idea of healing something which is physical from your mind. And I'm not saying this is like, oh, your mind is has some mental issues, or like a breakdown, or it's all in your head. No, the pain is it's real. As I said, I had two herniated discs. In the year 2018, I stopped doing all activities, and I didn't really do much exercising and driving, and going to work was very painful. I had to lay down because I'm an English teacher, and I have an issue with my back, right? So especially on platforms, I had to lay down flat on the floor, and I was just like, in constant pain every single time. So what I want to tell you it's that there is a solution for these, and I just really want to specifically tell you what I did. And first of all, you need to stop. Okay, this is what I did, all right? So you can really have an idea what happened. Well, I don't know if I should explain to you what happened in my back. I already explained to you, I think, in other audios, in the previous audio, that I got injured while I was doing a deadlift. That's kind of like an excuse, But yeah, in the end, I got injured, and I was in pain for 2 years and a half. Went to many doctors, chiropractors, MRIs, X-rays, medication, injections, and stuff like that. And the only way out was either have a surgery or remove I don't know, the sensation, not sensation, but it's like the nerve that was pinching in my back or in the disc, right? So I was like, oh, I don't know what else to do. I want to get back to normal, right? So I think you all guys had the same thing. And okay, so pretty much that's what happened. So when I started watching videos of a doctor called John E. Sarno, he specifically speaks about how you can fix your back or any chronic pain that has been for years, from especially fixing your mind and personality traits and stuff like that. At first I didn't believe, because I thought it was just, gibberish. Like, I don't know, like somebody telling me, oh, it's psychological. I was like, another fool telling me these things. Doesn't make any sense, right? However, no doctors or any specialist told me it was psychological. Nobody told me that. But I think only one person told me psychological, but I think I didn't even believe because, I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? He says, don't think about it. So it was kind of like simple, but I was like, no, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. However, this doctor really made sense because he's using some logic behind these things. And I did believe that because I was like, I tried everything. So what else left, right? So what I did was first I stopped talking about my back to anyone who was there. And I was every time shifting and complaining, and they were like, what's wrong? I was like, oh, my back hurts, oh, my back hurts, oh, my back hurts every single day. So I think that's kind of like enraging to my subconscious mind and reminded me that I was in pain and no longer useful. So I stopped talking about my pain to people, even to my parents and brothers, and complaining. Even though I was in pain, I just said, okay, whatever, don't complain. Just sit straight. Don't say anything. So I stopped talking about my pain. It was difficult because it was already a habit for 2 years and a half. So I had to stop. I had to stop every single time. And every time I was complaining, I was like, oh, don't complain. Either I was sitting in the car or walking. I was always complaining. So I said, no, stop. So I stopped complaining. And then I went back to normal activities. Not necessarily like started doing things out of the blue. No, I just had to maybe little by little jogging a little bit, right? Because that was also painful. I went back to the gym, not exactly to do the exercises, but I went back to the gym to do little things, like maybe lifting weights, doing biceps. And the most, the one that I feared the most was doing legs because that's where the pain started. So I was just doing slowly, but always like, in the back of my mind, I was always afraid when it's just going to come back. So I had to do it slowly, and it did came back. I was like, oh my God, what happened? So I was scared, and I stopped. That was, I think, the first 2 days. However, the doctor said, don't worry. I mean, you should keep doing that thing. So I kept doing the same exercises, and until I felt that I was not pain free, but until I was like kind of like stretching the nerve or the muscles, so it no longer like hurt. Like I think it took me like maybe 2 weeks, so I can get used to not the pain, but like I think the more you do it, the pain was kind of like sometimes not there anymore. And I noticed that. I was like, okay, it seems like it's working, right? So I started doing more exercises, more and more, but slowly though. Always like careful because I was still afraid that, the disc was slipped and everything. However, I was aware that my mind was also playing games. So, I started doing that. And besides that, every single day when I started, when I stopped talking, when I started getting back to sports, I also did some writings on a notebook on my emotions, especially my traumas from the past. And there were some of them that bothered me for many years. And it was regarding a breakup. It was the reason of the pain that I had to give up, sports and stuff like that. So I had to write also my personality, that sometimes I'm a perfectionist, sometimes I'm a helper. Those things, those traits, according to the doctor, he said that it's not so good, and those things are kind of like triggers for people who has this kind of like syndrome of back pain, So I kind of like worked those things out. So I stopped, and I just went back to how to start saying no to things, to people. It's kind of like difficult because, as I said, that's part of me. But I started writing down everything every single day, and in a month, I felt a huge difference. Like, I don't know how to describe because as I said, you guys, or many of them, or many of you who are in pain right now, are not going to believe. You're going to say, oh, maybe this guy just had something mild, or I was in pain. So that's the main problem that I had when basically I was having this issue with my back. So as I said, like, the only thing I started doing was all this, like, these three things, writing down my emotions. I had to get back to normal activities like exercises, and stop talking about the back pain. So having that in mind, after a month, I saw a complete change on everything. So my pain was pretty much away, and I think after 3 months exactly, I was pain free. Like, not even slight, like nothing. Sitting down was no longer an issue. Running was no longer an issue. Stretching was no longer an issue. Sleeping was no longer an issue. And even doing exercises, which I was always aware, because it reminded me, oh, that's the exercise that caused the herniation or whatever. Yes, sometimes I was afraid of that. However, the pain was literally and physically gone. So I can really explain to you in details more and more and more, but I just want to make sure that you guys, have hope and don't rely only on doctors and stuff like that, because I fell in that too. I rely on them, on taking medication and stuff like that, which to me, that was endless, And yeah, the mind is very powerful. I also want to tell you that in 2020, I suffered anxiety issues, and I had to really fight it with my mind too. The doctor, a psychiatrist, gave me anxiety medication and stuff like that. But nope, I think I understood that my mind is really powerful to manage things better. And I did. I was able to successfully heal my back and also my mind from anxiety. So, yes, this video, it's just to share my experience, guys. As I said, like, I like many things just in this channel. I created mainly for the back, right? Also, I'm also having, cars and stuff like that, which I can share with you because I love it, right? So maybe it's like a mix of things, I think we have the right to show what we like to do and also help people, especially who are having chronic pain. Because I really, in those times, I really, if I had all the money in the world, I promised myself that I'll pay whoever heals my back, because that was like crazy. It was kind of like a never-ending thing. I really wanted to go back to my hobbies and stuff like that, and I couldn't, right? So when you're in that excruciating pain, you just want to, I don't know, it feels like you don't want to do anything. That's how I felt. I missed sports, events, parties, lots of things for 2 years because of that. So yeah, that's kind of like bad. And this is the reason why I'm here, just to help and guide people. If they have questions and anything, just ask, and I'll do my best to help, because that's something that I promised, that if I ever heal my back, I'll help other people. And it's kind of like being consistent and have faith, because in the end, you will heal yourself. So don't give up. All right. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip that I do. This is not really nothing professional in this, like professional image and kind of those things. But what matters, I think, it's what I'm actually telling you. So it is actually true. I'm a lot of experience of that. So yeah, if anything, I'll be here. Take care.